All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down 6 business ideas that, according to our source, are pretty much foolproof. So, what's the secret sauce? Well, it's all about tapping into things that make customers open up their wallets, without even hesitating. Let's dive in and see what makes these so incredibly powerful.
So, this quote really nails the core idea, doesn't it? The customer spends freely and isn't frugal at all. The whole premise here is that certain human needs and even fears are so strong they just completely override our normal instinct to save money. We're not just talking about selling stuff here. The businesses we're going to look at, they're selling solutions to our deepest, most primal instincts.
Okay, first up, let's talk about Principle 1, psychological levers. This first batch of so-called unfailable ideas, well, they have nothing to do with physical products at all. Instead, they're all about tapping into these really powerful internal drivers. Yeah, we're talking about businesses that are literally built on selling to our core human emotions. You know, things like ego, hope, and fear. So, the first target group our source points to, the man. And what are you selling? Ego and status. The whole argument is that you're not just selling a product, you're selling a feeling of importance. Just think about it. A brand new iPhone or a sleek Audi. Is it just a phone? Is it just a car? No way. It's a statement. It's a billboard that says, hey, look at me, I've made it. And people will pay a huge premium for that feeling. All right, next up, who are we targeting now? The poor. And what's the product? It's not a thing, it's a feeling. Dreams of wealth. For people who are struggling financially, our source says the single most powerful product you can offer is the hope of getting rich. You see this everywhere, right? Get-rich-quick courses, lottery tickets, secret investment guides, they all prey on that powerful human desire for a better life. And that market, it's always going to be there. It's evergreen. And then you've got the complete opposite end of the spectrum, the rich. So what do you sell to them? You sell fear. Specifically, the fear of losing everything they've worked for. This is where things like wealth management services, top-tier home security, and premium insurance come in. See, these services aren't about making more money. They're about one thing, peace of mind. They're about protecting the pile you've already built. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Now we're moving on to Principle 2, life's non-negotiables. This is all about selling to essential family needs. We're not talking about deep psychological triggers anymore. We're talking about the stuff that, when push comes to shove, families will never stop paying for, no matter how bad the economy gets. So what exactly are these non-negotiables? Well, our source breaks it down into 3 key pillars, where spending is basically guaranteed. First, beauty. Second, our kids' education. And third, healthcare for the elderly. The key here is that people don't see these as luxuries you can trim from the budget. Nope, they see them as essential investments. And this quote about beauty, wow, it just hits the nail on the head. A 16-year-old wants to hide her pimples, a 60-year-old wants to hide her wrinkles. It shows you that the demand is absolutely lifelong. The product might change, from acne cream to anti-aging serum, but that underlying desire to look and feel our best, it's always there. It's a constant, and the beauty industry knows exactly how to tap into it. Next up is a big one, a child's education. This is an expense where, let's be honest, parents are just not willing to compromise. They'll pour money into tutors, private schools, extra classes, you name it. Why? Because it feels like a direct investment in their kids' entire future. And cutting back on that, for a parent, that can feel like you're letting them down. It's a powerful motivator. And the last pillar is an elder's health. This is another one of those costs that families just see as completely essential. It doesn't matter if the elders are paying for it themselves or if their children are chipping in. When it comes to quality healthcare for older family members, people will always find a way. It's a fundamental priority. So let's take a step back. We've talked about selling psychological things like ego, hope, and fear, and then we've talked about practical things like beauty, education, and healthcare. On the surface, they seem like totally different worlds, right? So what's the big takeaway? What's the one thing that connects all of them and makes them so indestructible? Here it is. This is the big lesson. The most resilient businesses, the ones that really last, they don't just sell you things. They sell you solutions. Solutions to our most fundamental human emotions, our biggest dreams, our deepest fears, and those life responsibilities that we simply can't ignore. That is what people are actually paying for. You can actually wrap this whole idea up into a neat little package, needs-based commerce. Basically, it's the business practice of figuring out and then selling solutions to these fundamental human drives. The whole strategy shifts. It's not about the what anymore. It's about the why. Why is someone buying this? Are they buying status? Are they buying security? Are they buying hope for their kids? That why, That's where the real gold is. So really, this framework gives you a whole new way to look at business, doesn't it? It forces you to peel back the layers and see past the physical product to the core human need it's actually serving. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Now that you have this lens, what other deep, fundamental human need is out there, just waiting for the right business to come along and solve it?